Okay, George. Patricia. All right, okay. Mayonji, Kutala, okay. I didn't ask for three hands, Kutala, just one. I'm guessing we don't have Tozama in here, right? She's missing. Right. Okay, good people, let's go ahead and start. Good morning. My name is Viwe. Surname Nonzele. I'll be facilitating today's Smolanyana session with regards to churn prevention. If you do have any questions, just raise your hand or just open your mic and go ahead and ask any questions. Should you feel pressed and need to go into the restroom, just type a message in the group there and then head out. You all know where the restrooms are, right? In case of emergency, exit doors, you know where they are. There's one exit door over here behind me, and then it will lead you to the canteen, whereby you can either take a right or your left, depending on which side they marshal you towards. Okay. So, I'm feeling revived. I had a nice weekend. Hopefully, you also had a good one. Those that didn't work, it was good for you. Those that did work, welcome back. This is your Tuesday, because yesterday was your Monday. All right. So, what we'll be doing today, we're going to do churn prevention, understanding how each of you and your team contributes to retaining our customers. Retention is a very, very important and integral part of our business in terms of ensuring that we keep our customers happy. And if they are happy, it means we get more revenue. More money means more business. More business means more job opportunities, more growth, as well as bonuses for those that did get. Are we all good on that?
Yeah, we good, Chief. We good, Chief. But Nathan is making a lot of noise next to you there.
Uncle Nathan, just tone down a bit here. They're complaining there. They're complaining there about you with the noise. Please, Nathan. Some fanelo is complaining about you. All right, my beautiful people. So we'll be covering about 4 topics, which are how churn works and our understanding of churn. You'll also learn each team's role within the churn prevention initiative that we are trying. And then we will do right towards the end of the session a nice smolanyana role play whereby we would practice the probing techniques that I have given you guys over there within the files of papers that you have there. I don't know what to call that thing, it's a handout. And then lastly, obviously, we would then commit to customer first actions. We'll go into detail for each slide, explain as best as I can, hopefully to your understanding in layman's term. Should there be anything that you don't understand, open your mic, say what you need to say, and let's continue as adults. Is that cool? I'm guessing your mics don't work, nah? All of you. All right. So first things first, what is churn? Yonjisa, when I say churn, what comes to mind? Yonjisa, hello. Kutala, can you maybe help us out over there?
Niyandiva.
Gona sikuvayo sisi. English, please.
Okay, so when you mention churn, what I think of it's customers that are leaving the company or the organization. So yeah, it's customers that we lose.
Okay. Customers that we lose. Kutala, what's your understanding of it from your department side?
Hello.
Ah, Imzola.
Hi, I think is when the customer wants a decom to decommission That's what I think from my department.
Okay, okay. And lastly,
Yeah.
George, from your department, what do you think of when you think of churn? Chakaipa.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are saying it is a point where customers are not satisfied with our services, whether it's connection or it's billing issues. Then they decide to drop.
All right. So, in essence, everyone has provided a beautiful explanation in terms of their understanding. So, churn is when customers leave the organization due to either billing issues, poor services, or unmet expectations. So, I'll try and break down each in terms of the three that I've noted down there for you. So, when it comes to billing issues, if a customer doesn't understand their bill and we are unable to explain it to them in a manner whereby they can understand it fully, or they are unhappy with regards to the bill that we have given them and there's no alternate solution that we can provide in terms of either providing a discount or waiving a certain fee, or alternatively maybe giving them a period in which they can maybe then make a payment towards us, right? So that could be a billing issue that could lead to a person deciding, nope, I am leaving, because maybe I've been with you for 5 to 6 years, but then within this time, the first time I experience a problem and I then now voice myself out and say I want a discount, you guys are not even willing to give me that. So then that could also play a very, very big role in terms of people leaving us and saying to us goodbye, thank you very much, and we are no longer happy with you. When it comes to poor service, we can encompass everything under maybe, let's say, a connection issue, let's say maintenance issue, let's say maybe installation issue as well. But also, what's also very important is how we handle people, right? The way in which we talk to them, how we address their issues. So that can also come to poor services. So poor services is much bigger because now it focuses on the entire company as a whole and all the departments that actually play a part into actually then providing service to this customer. And then unmet expectations would obviously be from the selling point. So when we start off selling to this customer, what it is that we have given them as something to expect from us, whether they'll be getting maybe an amount of data or connection for a whole month for free, depending on what it is that you had sold the customer, whether you told them they will get a voucher and then when they now active, we don't meet that expectation. You understand? So those three play a huge role in how a customer then feels with regards to their journey in our service, using our service, and actually end up leaving us. So all of you within this meeting right now play a very huge role in ensuring that these customers are happy with the service in itself and keep them happy while they are with us. So we'll start off with the digital response team. Precious, or sorry, Patricia, this would be more in line with you due to the fact that you guys work hand in hand with customer services or do pretty much the same work as customer services. Our first impression, right, is of the customer's complaint, the customer's unhappiness, or them being restricted from certain things or unable to utilize our service in the manner that we want them to use. So the first point of contact would either be customer services or it would be the social media department. So of those two, it is very important that we are able to ensure that we attain and acquire all the necessary information that we need instead of just saying to them, oh, okay, thank you very much, provide me with your banking details and go ahead and run with your day. What that does is you're already pushing a high churn rate should you do that. So what we're trying to do now is to establish a ground in which whereby we build confidence within each other to ensure that whatever query that we are dealing with, we are able to identify the root cause. And once we have identified that root cause, we can then direct each individual into the department that will be able to help them out. And if possible, try and retain that customer as best as we can to ensure that we all right, as too much Wi-Fi, have a solid income that continues to come in. Am I clear with that, guys? Is there anyone that might be needing some explanation as to what I mean by that? Going once, twice. All right, let's continue. So, as I said, first impression means anything that comes from the phone call that you would get or the message that would be sent out by this customer, either a comment or a DM within our social platforms. What's very important is that we also try our utmost best to identify the root cause of that issue before we can then direct them to the specific department that will be able to help us out. Okay. Secondly, would be our customer accounts team. All right, over here, George, you handle billing queries, account queries. What's important is to also ensure that these customers understand their bills. They understand the impact of each payment that they make in terms of the service that they would get and for how long that service would be. Should it be that then they are unhappy with that service or they do not understand their billing, all right, it is then our responsibility as the accounts team to ensure that we keep their minds at ease in terms of giving them the understanding of why we had charged them so much, why we had given them a discount if ever we did provide a discount, and what would be the cause of them not being able to get a discount if they do not get a discount, right? So in essence, there has to be some transparency within your department to ensure that then whatever it was that the accounts team is dealing with has been clear to the customer in terms of understanding and knowing what it is that we are doing to ensure that they are happy as our customers. Alternatively, the last bet or best bet that you can then do if they are not listening or willing to listen to you is to obviously then escalate to a retentions team whereby they then can assist you with regards to retaining that customers depending on what kind of offers it is that they could have. Is that clear? Do we now understand the role of the accounts team as well as the role of the direct response team? Team, do you understand?
I'm like young, fresh with confidence. Like, what is this woman doing now?
I'm guessing that's a yes. And then scheduling and their role, right? So due to the fact that we have to ensure that we manage installations, reschedules, tech visits to the homes of customers, it's very important that we also are aware as to why we are going to manage these installations and why we are rescheduling, or even actually why we are scheduling maintenances and stuff like that. So what's very important is also ensuring that we are open and transparent with our customers and are able to articulate any matters or issues that we could be facing within our department as a whole. Also set clear expectations for these customers to understand what it is that we are trying to do for them, how long it will take for us to do it for them, and what could be possibly done should it be that they require for us to do anything further for them in terms of ensuring that their installations or maintenances is done successfully. So now, look at it from this way. A customer complains to too much Wi-Fi. It gets through to customer services. From customer services, they then choose or state that they would like to cancel. But then before we actually cancel them, we try our utmost best to ensure that they get a discount, and we do provide them with a discount, right? Which means now it started from DR, went through to accounts. Now accounts says to us, okay, we've given this customer a discount. You as scheduling team, could you try and ensure that we install or provide maintenances at this customer's home within this specific time frame, because we are trying to ensure that this customer is happy with the way we service them. So maybe let's say they ask you to schedule them within 4 to 3 days, let's say. Within that period, what's very important is the communication from these three departments. And what's also very important is the transparency in terms of the noting down of the ticket and the information that is provided for the next person to see. So that once it gets to you as the scheduling team, you are able to then set an expectation with this customer. You already know you have your set SLA of 7 days whereby you want to complete your maintenance or installation, right? Should it be that then an unrealistic expectation was set by the previous department, that would then create for you an issue in terms of that customer now wanting to listen to you or even understanding you. So, which is why it's very important for everyone to be able to ensure that they speak the same language and set a clear expectation for the customer to understand the resolute and how we would be planning to resolve this issue of theirs within a timiest time. Is that clear? All right. So, let's look at it this way. Had it been that maybe, let's say, on the specific day you were scheduled for an installation, and then this day is the last day of that scheduled installation, and then this customer feels like they were not assisted, not cared for, not even adhered to in terms of their requests, and then they say they would like to cancel, what can we do for this customer within that phase or within that space, Kutal? Kutala? Kutala, hello?
Viewer, there is a noise background. I can't hear you.
So why didn't you speak?
What is the question, viewer?
So the question is, should it be that a customer's installation was scheduled on the seventh day? Just so happens that we do not install on that specific day, and they then now request for a refund. What is it that you can do as the person speaking to the customer on the line as the scheduling team?
Okay. What I usually do, I check the customer's SLA, right? If maybe the customer has reached 7 to 10 working days, then I need to make sure that I get a team that will prioritize the customer the following day, and I'll try to explain to the customer what was the reason the technicians did not pitch, and I'll also make sure that the technicians they go first thing in the morning. So usually I get customer who are very understanding. So I haven't dealt with a customer as difficult so far. So yeah.
All right. So if we look at it in this manner, right, in terms of them being scheduled, and now we are able to get them a date, right? Retentions, so Mfanelo, Tozama, and Yundisa, right? What could you then offer this customer to compensate for the inconvenience that we have caused for them?
Okay, so currently we do not have any basic like offers that we provide to customers, but I can say that we only escalate to the accounts department only if we see the customer that is eligible for getting any discount. But currently we do not have any offers that we give to customers that want to cancel or anything.
All right. So I say I beg to differ, right? So when you say offer, you're now speaking of in terms of things that you can give for them as a promo, right? So what I'm asking you is in terms of offering these customers anything, right? Maybe discount or service in itself before you even get there, right? What is it that you as the retentions team can offer the customer that is of no monetary value, but in terms of the service in itself and in ensuring that the service is improved? Because now the main issue that we have over here was a matter of them being scheduled on a specific date, right? On that date we don't come, as of which scheduling is then able to ensure that they are rescheduled and prioritized for that specific date. So when we communicate with this customer who's now saying they don't care about being prioritized, right? What can we offer them further? Is what I'm saying, without any monetary value.
Okay, viewer. I think I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but we usually offer the customer empathy on the call, and assure the customer that we're going to follow up on the installation and make sure that it gets done on that particular day. Yeah, I think I've answered you.
All right. So, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're then stating, due to the fact that this issue has been faced, you'll then try and put in an element of humanity, right? Whereby you'd show that we understand the inconvenience that we have caused and we would be then empathetic towards this customer. So now that empathy rebuilds trust for us, correct? As of which, once we have that trust rebuilt and them actually believing in us actually doing what we are saying that we would do, we will then now be able to regain trust from this customer. Once they then trust us, they will then be able to ensure that they await or rather see whether how for or forthcoming we would be in terms of keeping to that promise. So then now the follow up with regards to that is then what would then ensure that we push on for this customer to have, all right, the expectation that we had set as a follow through, and it would be then seen through by us to ensure that we resolve this matter of theirs. And then from there on forth, we can then start now thinking of monetary value, things that we can then provide to the customer. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear, viewer, but we're really struggling to hear you, man, on the because of the noise on the background. Is it possible maybe to move, or I don't know?
Unfortunately, I can't move, but what I'll do is, can you just speak a bit lower, please, guys? Thank you very much. All right. So, after obviously scheduling assists us with any of these matter in terms of scheduling the customer, what's also very important is that we ensure we retain this customer, right? So, retentions would be the final stop. And now, them being the final stop, it then means whatever communication that is being had with this customer has to be from a point of an entire view of the account, all right, and also an entire view of the journey of this customer from the starting point up until to this point whereby now we are discussing with them. So, as retentions, would you guys say it's very important to find the root cause of the issue and how it started before we then just can conclude and say to the customer, hey, this is what we're going to do? I see Pat has her hand up. Do you have a question there, Pat? Gone. Okay, no question.
Sorry, man. No.
All right, no problem, no problem.
Yes, Viva, it is important to actually know the root of the cause, because actually we're unable to give a conclusion or a proper, how do I put this,
Solution.
solution, yes, if we don't know what was the cause, because sometimes it's not something that we've done here inside, like as too much Wi-Fi. It is maybe an issue with their electricity. We find those issues, and then sometimes maybe it is like a high site they are connected to, which is, yes, it's something that is within the business. Or sometimes it is our agents, are like us failing the customer, leading to the customer wanting to leave or want to cancel. So we need to understand what caused why the customer wants to leave. So we need to understand what caused that. So it is very important to dive on the account to check all those issues, past tickets, and all of that. Yes.
All right. So let's look at it.
Just to sorry, viewer. Just to
Yes.
add on what Yondi said, yeah, it's very very important to find out the root cause, because even in situations whereby the ticket or the customer gets to us as retentions, I think, or I feel like, if the root cause was probably sourced from the beginning, the customer would not even get to the point that they are at. So finding the root cause is very important in terms of making sure that the customer doesn't call again for the same issue again. So I think it's very important from the onset that the customer calls us regarding the issue.
All right. So once again, very important. From the first line, in which now the customer creates the ticket, or they call in, or they send a message through the DR team, which is a direct response. What's important is that we capture all of the necessary information that speaks to what the customer is telling us about of the issue, which is then now resulting in them wanting to leave, right? But then what's also very important is what we offer as solutions as the retention team, right? So currently what you guys can pretty much offer is a package change, a discount, and a technician check. So what's very important when it comes to the technician check, all right, is what it is that we give the customer, or what we state we will be giving to the customer in terms of then us coming out to check for them. Now, let's look at it this way. If I say to you, I have an issue of intermittent connection for about an entire month. You guys have been coming out, or you came out once. And on that one occasion when you came out, the issue was resolved for about an hour or two. And then you guys left. So when you offer me that technician check, what further questions could you further ask me to understand what the issue is in terms of probing now? What would you ask? Anyone can give me questions over this one. How would you probe, in other words?
Viewer, may you please repeat your question?
All right. I have an issue. I have intermittent connection issues. You guys come out for maintenance. Maintenance is conducted, and then an hour or two later, I have the same issue once again. Now, as a technician check, what can you guys probe or ask me as the customer to further get information from me in order for you to be able to use that specific part of your process of the technician check? Should I rephrase the question again?
Yes, please.
All right. Maintenance. We complete maintenance, right? 2 hours later, I call in again. This time I am pissed off because now you guys just did maintenance. You left 2 hours ago, but I still have the same problem that I had called you in about. As of which right now I'm thinking to cancel. All right. So obviously you're not going to offer me a package change nor a discount, because the problem that I have is intermittent connection, which then means chances are the guys that came out didn't do necessarily a good job. So it means now there's two departments that need to collaborate and also ensure that I get a solution. Correct? So what I'm asking you then is, as per the technician check, how would you go around probing or finding out from me what the actual issue is after the technicians have already came out? I know it sounds very difficult, but it's very easy. I just need to understand your train of thought and what you would be thinking when you're asking these customers these questions. Anyone? Hello. Yes.
Okay, Blair. I think the first thing that you need to ask the customer is to check first if they are experiencing the exact same problem. Let's say maybe the customer was experiencing slow speeds.
Yeah.
But then now, this time around, maybe it's disconnecting, it's whatever. So now you have to find the real reason, because maybe the technicians did sort out whatever was the problem before, but then now there is another issue.
All right. So now,
And Okay,
So
sorry.
now let's go into depth into actually finding out what the issue is. So what I'm asking is, what kind of questions would you then be asking?
Okay, I'll be asking if okay, what is the issue now? Tell me in detail what is the issue, and then they will say whatever, and then I will also try to liaise with the scheduling team when I find out that the technician, who are the technicians, when they, if they can't go back, if it's something that needs them to go back and fix whatever. Because remember, we are trying for this customer not to cancel or whatever, or to
Yes.
get to that point. We are trying to retain them. So
Yes.
if the technicians are still in the area, chances are they will be able to go back and check whatever.
So retentions, guys. From what Pat has said now, all right, what would you say is very important to check with the scheduling team when you guys are also on calls with them? What would you say is very important to
Um,
check?
I'll check what team was doing the job and if there's any other team that's around the area or close in the area so that they can go to the house and do what needs to be done to get the customer reconnected.
All right, beautiful, thank you. What else, Yondi Satozama?
Yeah, let me try. Um, I will ask like I will, as Ms. Pet mentioned, I will also find out from the customer like what issue they're experiencing. Is it maybe when they are connected? Also, it will depend on whatever package they are on, because some customers maybe will connect more devices than the normal than the required devices to be connected on whatever package. So find out with them how many devices they are connecting, and I'll also check on my end, and then I'll also check maybe with the station count to see if it's not something that is there. And what else? I will move next.
All right. So, in essence, what I was trying to figure out over there is what you've just given me now, because what we need to do is also check the quality in which of the work we've done, right? So, if we say we went to that home, we got this amount of signals, yada yada yada, everything seems fine on our side, we still need to proof check that, right? Because now we need to be able to corroborate whatever the technicians on the outside are saying. Because if on the outside they're saying everything seems fine, but then when we check on our side and it doesn't seem fine, then that means there's a point in which there's holes, correct? And that's the holes we are trying to fill. So you as the last resort to actually keep this customer means that we also need to ensure all of the necessary checks are done. So do we check whether maintenance was done successfully and how was it complete? Right? And who completed it, as you guys have been saying. And then once it was complete, how long did it take for the customer to experience another problem or the same kind of problem? As of which now we then know it's either that the work that was done there was not of quality work. You understand? So now that we are able to establish that, we can then liaise with that specific department to then send out a different team, like Patricia had said at the beginning of that call, right? So now once we are able to do that, what do? We are now rebuilding trust in ourselves from this customer, because now they believe, okay, they have acknowledged that they've done a mistake here or they weren't able to fulfill this specific promise that they made over here, but they have done a certain objective or certain way in which they could then assist me by maybe sending out a different team that could do the check for me in a different manner than what the actual other team had done in the previous maintenance that had been complete. Does it make sense? All right. So let's do this.
Viewer, just a quick question before
Yeah.
you continue. Um, You mentioned earlier that we can offer customers a package change. So in what instances do we like offer customers a package change? And or maybe just give me an example of when we can offer a customer a package change
All
or
right.
why.
Okay. So package changes would be purely based on customers that would be maybe on a specific package, but that package is not working for them. Now, what could be the reason that it does not work for them? Either they are connecting too many devices on a package that does not actually support the amount of devices they want to connect. So you can either give them an upgrade or a downgrade, depending on what package that they are on. So that would be your package change. If ever, sometimes the package that they are currently on is the last package that we do have, then what you'd need to do then now is then liaise with your team management to find out what other solutions can be given for this customer to ensure that we help them out within that package change, maybe possibly a consideration of testing out a 50 meg line or whatever it is that could be possible or that is given to you as solutions to provide to customers. Now, from my knowledge, is most of the time is what we need to do is to educate our customers on how to use our services because most of them don't really necessarily know as to how to use a package that they're currently on. So if I'm on a 10 meg line and I'm connecting 6 devices, chances are I'm going to have issues. If you're offering me a package change, you can offer me a 20 meg line. Chances are I can connect 6 devices onto a 20 meg line depending on the type of device I use. And also then now what I'd have to then get into is to educate them about something called a contention ratio. Contention ratio is when the devices themselves, all right, automatically fight amongst each other to ensure that they can get connectivity, right? If it so be that I'm connecting only an amount of 4 devices, but I'm on a 20 meg line and I'm saying it's a bit too expensive for me, you can offer me a downgrade. You understand? So depending on the situation that you're currently in, you will then be able to determine what kind of package change you can then give the customer. Is that clear for you?
Thank you very much, Viwe. Very clear, my brother. I thought you were gonna tell me something new, but yeah, thank you so much.
No, 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 no. Nothing pretty new as of yet, but we are looking into providing you guys with something that could work in terms of the rewards that we are giving customers on a weekly basis. So once we have that sorted, we'll then roll out what the plan is with regards to those rewards for customers that can actually help you guys retain our customers more. It's like a new thing that we're looking into. It's going to be quiet. I like it a lot. And then lastly, who'd like to take my call? Who would like to take my call? Or should I choose someone? It's either you volunteer or I choose you. Because I want to see how
What
we
is your
actually.
call about?
I'll decide,
Connection
Kalo.
issue or what?
No, 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 no. I'll decide, but the main thing is I want you to be able to retain me. You understand what I'm saying? Or rather,
I
let's do
get
this.
you.
Let's do this. I am going to start off with Patricia, right? You are going to be my first point of contact, and then your guys are going to lead me up until I get to the retentions department, and then from there on we close it off. Is that okay? Suma no answers, bruh. Here, guys are scared, you. Bang broeke. All right, let's go. Twililit, twililit. Twililit, twililit. Twililit, twililit.
Thank you for calling too much Wi-Fi. You're through to the digital response. You're speaking to Patricia. How may I assist you today?
Hello, Patricia. Thank you very much for taking my call. I'm in a bit of a snuggle, man. Listen, I paid for my installation about 7 days ago, right? Today is
Okay.
about day 8. I am aware that you guys have this waiting period of yours of about 10 days, right? But today's Friday, which
Yeah.
means Saturday and Sunday, and then the last day would obviously be Monday for me in a sense. But what I want to understand from you guys is if I want to cancel this installation due to the fact that you guys are taking so long. How do I go about that process?
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to advise you that counseling may take a bit of time. You are currently on day 8 now, which means anytime from now, the scheduling department can give you a date for an installation. Whereas with the counseling part, you have to wait 3 to 5 working days for you to be refunded. So what I'll advise you to do is I will speak to the scheduling department in order to see if we can get a date, a sooner date, and then we can take it from there. So you will hear from me regarding the feedback. So how would you like to proceed?
I'd rather you put me through to the cancellations department because it feels like I might wait for some time.
Okay, not a problem. You're going through.
All right, let's quickly break down that call over there. What could have been done for me over there on that call after I had said that I insist on wanting to be put through to retentions? Anyone? Good call, by the way, Patricia. Hello, George Kutala Tozama Yondi Samfanelo. What could have been done for me on this call? Even though I insisted I wanted to go through to the cancellations department, what could have been done for me?
So we were
Okay.
firstly, sorry, Mfanelo. So firstly, Patricia was supposed to understand why do you want to cancel after you
Yes.
waited so long until day 8.
Okay.
And yes, she tried to convince you on waiting for Monday or any time. So after she understands why you want to cancel, then she can now take a next step based on your reason why you wanted to cancel.
Just to add on what Tozy said, we could have sort of, tried to convince the customer to give us an opportunity to get the next date. Since you mentioned that it's a Friday, to convince the customer that we can get someone to come through on the next day, which is Saturday, and just find out from the customer if the customer would be willing to give us that opportunity, and then speak to the scheduling department, and then make sure that we get that date.
Okay.
Or just to add on what Vanelo just said, or maybe ask the customer when are they going to be available. Understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else would like to add anything? All right. So now I'm through to retentions, right? Patricia has put me through to retentions. Who's taking this call? Hello, who's taking the call? All right, Tozama. They chose you.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, hi, I just spoke to one of your consultants and she had advised me that I can come through over here to actually cancel my request for an installation. I've already waited for about 8 days and to a certain extent now I'm feeling like you guys are maybe scamish in a way. So, I just wanted my money back in a sense. Unless there's something you can do for me.
Okay. Thank you so much for reaching out to us before we give you a date or being in contact with you. But will you be able to explain or will you be able to advise why you want to cancel?
It's just the wait, man, to be honest with you. Because now, if I'm going to have to wait this long for you guys to install for me, chances are I'm going to have problems maybe with maintenance, or even
Mm,
with actually you guys coming to fix the issue for me. It might
okay.
take you guys long. So at this point, I don't trust that you guys will be actually able to commit
Mm,
to what you're saying or what you're selling.
okay. We sincerely do apologize for the long wait, but how about I can be in contact with the scheduling department just to find out if we do have a space or if we do have some time for tomorrow so we can book you. Tell me, are you going to be available tomorrow if ever we do have a space for you?
Yeah, I'm normally free on weekends, so I don't have much plans for tomorrow.
Perfect then. So what I will do right now, so I'm going to communicate with the scheduling department, find a date for you for tomorrow, and then I will be in contact with you after I'm done on my side.
Will I be getting any discount for this wait?
I will view it. No?
Will I be getting any discount for the wait?
It, you can, since it's in the middle of a month, so it's in the middle of a month, let's say the date is the 15th, and then what we're going to do is we install tomorrow on the 15th. So after we have done installing, then you're going to get a message telling you that for the month of October, you're going to pay this certain amount. For example, let's say for the days that you did not connect from the 1st up until the 14th cost 200 rand. And then for the month of October, then you'll be paying like 145 rand. So it's just an example depending on your package.
I see. Okay. So you guys are going to give me a prorated fee. Is that what you're saying?
May you please repeat that, boy?
Are you saying you guys are going to give me a prorated fee for the next month?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right. And then if it's so be that I choose to cancel at any point, would there be a cancellation fee?
There's no cancellation fee if you want to cancel.
All right. Okay then. Thank you very much then. So I'll be waiting on you guys to then confirm for me for tomorrow.
Okay, no problem then. Thank you so much for giving some time.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, guys. So based on that call, what do you guys feel were the very important parts in which to continue to retain me?
Based to the call viewer, it's important to retain a customer. Firstly, we need to show empathy, and even though it's still on the waiting period, we need also to understand the customer side.
All right. What do you feel has?
Yeah,
Uh huh.
just to add on what was said, it's very important also to set up a realistic expectation to the customer, and have some sort of a realistic conversation in terms of advising them what could happen in terms of like when technicians come through on the following day. It might happen to rain on the following day or anything like that, so just be sure to set up realistic expectations for the customer.
All right. Okay. So in essence, do we all understand how important each of our roles are in ensuring that our customer is happy? So whether it comes from the DR team, customer accounts, retentions, or even TOS, you all play a hand in ensuring that our customers are very happy within how we service them, which means all of you need to be in collaboration in terms of communication. So there has to be an understanding from one department to the other of the set SLAs, what can and cannot be done by the other department, and if you are unable to do something for them, what you can do for them by escalating to the next department and setting an expectation as to what can be done for that customer in particular. Are we clear now and understand how we all can impact the churn rate as well as then improve it by how we address customers and how we probe and also ensure that we give out pertinent information to them that would be feasible for them to be able to use whenever it needs be? All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. It has been great. See y'all on the next one. Bye. Bye. Drop. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Munir. It's a pleasure.